Samantha and Tyrell don't want to see June again, but she can't let it end like this. Anita comes face to face with Leslie, Barbra's progeny. And is Jacob getting tired of Naomi and all her shenanigans? What's good, y'all? This is Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Beyond the Gates video. And in this one, I'm breaking down season 1, episode number 115. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Beyond the Gates content and conversations. And this episode was interesting. The slap heard across the world didn't happen in this episode, and all we have to go on is the trailer from like last week, the whole next week on, where it alludes to Dana like holding her face and like seemingly that Anita slapped her. I thought it was going to happen in this episode, but it didn't. But the actual confrontation happens in this episode. So Dana goes over to Anita's house and tells her basically that I am Barbra's daughter, has the proof. We don't see it happens off screen, but Anita calls and checks with lawyers and everything, and it's coming back like she's not lying. And we're left with a cliffhanger of like what the rest of that conversation is going to look like. Dana comes in really just kind of like swinging. She pins the suicide on Anita and it being her fault and how she made Barbra feel, and that to me is just like, oh, that is like way more than even just coming in hot, because one, you don't know that this could be true. This could be why Anita feels just so much remorse and so much guilt tied to Barbra, so much so that she built the whole damn trust for this lady and doesn't realize it, but by proxy or indirectly is now funding Dana because Barbra's sister has passed and now she's the only surviving relative. But it had to be something serious, but I just don't understand what Dana's goal is, if this is even the truth, right? What is the goal in reference to throwing it up in her face? I'm not saying that I expected Dana to go over there and be groveling or like, okay, you got to let me in the polite society now because I got money. But her deciding to go for the jugular and saying that Anita is responsible for Barbra's SI is like wild work. And it's a very interesting place to be as an audience member watching a Dana character, because you never really know what she's cooking up. And I was just talking with, I think it was Perspective Plans in the comment section on my last video, and she was like, yeah, Dana gets to stay. She's interesting, basically, for the most part. That's what she said. I'm summarizing. But I'm like, yeah, some people have been rooting for her to leave. But I'm like, one, the actress who plays her is amazing as Dana. But then also, this is the one character that really keeps giving us things that take us by surprise. I did not know where they were going to go with her character now that the whole like thing has come out and all she's been doing is extorting Ted for money and guilt tripping Eva. I'm like, she can't do this for 50 more episodes. Like, who cares? Her being Barbra's daughter, long lost daughter, adds an extensive amount of time and space for her storyline to further develop, and it's so intriguing. And that's all I was really thinking about in watching her engage with Anita in this episode. I'm just like, girl, where is this going? Because you're gonna get the money regardless, because it is due to you and you have DNA evidence and birth certificate and this and that. Okay, cool. But like, what exactly are you getting out of throwing this up in Anita Dupree's face? And then are you about to take on a mission to avenge your mother? Because you know you always looking for a fight. Specifically, you always looking for a way to stick it to the damn Duprees, because for whatever reason, Ted's penis has your ass twisted and you got this one-sided ass beef with Nicole Dupree, and that means that you're going to take on her whole damn family. I'm like, Dana, please. But then I'm also like, Dana, please don't stop, because you're probably one of the most consistently interesting storylines that actually keep you engaged and doesn't like put you in a very weird place. Now, don't get me wrong, she's not the only storyline that matters, but she's the most volatile one that actually like just keeps me on my toes. When it comes to June, I love her storyline, but pretty much everything that she said, I knew that she was going to say, and that's not a bad thing. Their storyline is endearing. Like, I was almost brought to tears a few times watching this episode and watching June react to Tyrell and Samantha saying that they don't want to see her anymore, and her not being able to settle and accept that, because she already, has had the opportunity to experience them, to see how they turned out, and she loves them so much. And I felt for her, like I totally felt for her, but I also have so much respect for Tyrell and Samantha, and like not wanting to further disrupt their lives and the mixed feelings that come with that. The whole moment that that June had with Naomi, where she's talking about how she's worthless and how Naomi gave her hope and Naomi made her life worse and this and that. I was just like, I saw all of this coming, and I wanted her to not do too much on Naomi, but I completely understand every single word that she said and how she felt about it, because it's almost like, would you rather know that the possibility is of better, and like your dream is right there, you can almost touch it, but always be kept in the place of only being able to reach out and never really being able to touch it, even though you are convinced that somehow, some way you're going to be able to touch it? That could be a terrible purgatory to be in. And I hate that that June was laying it on thick with Naomi, because Naomi is just so gullible and so easily influenced into trying to save somebody. And I'm going to talk about Miss Girl for a second once I get off of June. But I was just like, June, I need you to relax. But by the end of the episode, she storms over to the brownstone. She gets some things off her chest. Tyrell and Samantha come down because they be eavesdropping. They love to eavesdrop. And they allow her to continue on. And after she says everything she says, she decides that she's going to do better. She wants the housing. She wants the job. She wants to be ready. So when they call for her to come back into their lives, she wants to be a better person and to be ready for it. And I'm like, you know what? Absolutely, Miss Girl. Absolutely. I love this for you, June. It's just such a beautiful storyline that's endearing, that's authentic. I really love how both Martin and Smitty showed up. They were trying to be protective. They were trying to hold fast to Samantha and Tyrell's boundaries, but when they conceded, they still allowed June to be there. They didn't create extra boundaries. They didn't try to persuade the kids either way. Like, they are really doing a great job of parenting these kids during this very tumultuous time. And it's just, like I said, it's 10s all across the damn board. Now, are they going to be getting back together? Who knows? Smitty offers for Martin in this episode to stay the night, just tonight, even though he sent his ass packing yesterday after Martin said he was moving back in. Apparently off camera, Smitty says, no, the hell you're not. Take your ass where you were. But then tonight, he's like, you can go ahead and stay. And I guess it's just going to be the beginning. It's going to be baby steps. I feel like they're going to reconcile. After how they have now found a cohesive way to navigate parenting this particular moment with the kids being reunited with their birth mom, I think that there's a good amount of hope there. And I think that Smitty can now he has this thing to like grasp onto as like a good thing in the Martin column. It's not all just deceit and lies and manipulation, but at the end of the day, he is a supportive partner. He is a good father, and they can actually make their way through. It's just going to take some baby steps. So cool. Going over to Naomi, because I understand that you invested in June. I know that you really want to do right by this woman. You want to save this woman. But I'm really starting to lean into Naomi, because it comes to a point. Everything comes to a point, Miss Girl. Like, you can only do but so much. And when June turns on her and starts hurling all of this stuff her way, she takes on a lot. She takes on a lot of shame and a lot of guilt. And she's like, she's right. And I did this and I messed it up and I need to fix it. I need to fix this. Ma'am, I need you to sit for a second and worry about what your husband's going through. Worry about the daddy issues that are piling on by the mound with your damn husband, because he got a gaslighting, manipulative, lying-ass cheater of a cop daddy. Get into that. But no, you are co-opting Jacob's time to continue to support June. When June runs off, you send Jacob off to go find her, and you gonna man the fort at Orpheus. And I'm just like, I get it. Give June space, and also make time and space for your life. You're doing all of this saving outside yourself. I'm gonna step in for June. I'm gonna take on my damn grands as a client so I can hear about Martin's diabolicism, and y'all can tell me about some crimes here. But your husband is sitting right here needing you, supporting you, because Jacob literally takes everything on the chin and he just goes with it. Like, he wants this woman to be happy. He wants this woman to feel so supported. And I'm just like, I need to start to see some reciprocity, Naomi. And not to say that Jacob is the villain, is the victim, but I'm just like starting to feel very bad for my dude, because it feels like he has to navigate all of his problems, still brought to him by other people that he loves, by his damn self. Meanwhile, you got him in your corner anytime you want to run off and save somebody, like your ass is Supergirl. Like, please. I need to see more y'alling. And that don't necessarily mean that y'all got to be lovemaking, even though I'm not seeing enough of that. But just y'all having time to build and be in y'all's life and not so consuming everybody else's life, because it feels like how y'all operate now, this is going to start to drive y'all's crazy. And before it drive y'all crazy, it's going to drive you apart. Jacob being a great sport now. He ain't kicking up no damn dust now, but he done told you 3 episodes ago that he need to talk about his damn daddy, and y'all ain't seen y'all talk about his daddy yet. Naomi, you better get to what you need to get to before you lose this good man. And clearly there's a drought, honey. Clearly there's a deficit of good men. Like, truly. I'm sorry. Jacob is not a good man. Jacob is a great man, because we don't just settle for good men over here. Let's go ahead and clock that. There's a deficit of great men in Fairmont Crest. You need not lose this one, because there ain't no more in sight. And that's putting Vernon's ass on the potential side as well, because I feel like something coming with Vernon. I got my head. I'm looking like this at Vernon. I'm looking, y'all, because I don't know. Ted, Doug. Derek is not necessarily trash, but him running to Shanice and all of that, yeah. Andre, Joey, Bill. Jacob is quite literally in the minority, thugging it out solo. I need Naomi to get focused, baby. Get your head in the game, baby girl. Immediately. And then we also, y'all, spent a good amount of time at the beginning of the episode with Eva and Leslie as she's preparing to go meet with Anita, and she's revealing her little plan to meet with Anita to Eva. And Eva's like, I don't think that you should do this. Why do you need to go do this? Which speaks to, like, okay, she does kind of want to keep the peace, but there has to be coming along the road a point where she's going to have to make a decision to walk away from her mother, because you can see that she has malicious intent. You can see that she's moving very diabolically. You can see that she's specifically choosing now. Like, money was the biggest thing before, so you're coming into money. You should be able to just be happy, but you still cannot separate yourself from the Duprees or disconcern yourself with what the Duprees got going on. Now you're trying to take it to the head matriarch, and if you actually want to operate in some level of peace, if you want to find your way onto the good side of Nicole and actually have Nicole in your life, because then you just tell your mama 2 episodes ago that you love Nicole, you might really need to create some distance, because your mom has a toxic ass obsession with this particular family, and it's not her not having money, it's not her not having access, it's not her not having friends that is pushing this problematic basically like addiction to these people. It is literally her. Something is off with her, and I think that this episode, from what we see, is like the beginnings of that. And I get it, because Eva has a ton of empathy for her mom. It is her mom, and I literally was thinking about this. I was walking the other day, and I'm just like, damn, I'm on Eva's neck about not disassociating from her damn mother, but it is her mother. And I was thinking about all of the things that I have conceded to with my parents, because they're my parents and because I love them. And when do you draw the line? And I would love to see if they start to explore that a little bit more with Eva's character. And while she can't completely sever ties or go no contact immediately, because this woman is all she's ever known, I would love to see the processing of that, because I think that that's something very real, especially when you come of age and you start to see your parents for being humans and not just your parents, like these godly figures, your parents. But once you start to see your parents as human, then you start to negotiate with yourself what you will and won't accept, how you navigate and like with them as actual humans. And I guess if we're not going to watch Eva cut this lady off because she's toxic, then I need to watch her at least process how she feels about how she's moving, how she feels about who her mother is, and start to make decisions and create additional boundaries to contain her mother, at least in reference to the impact that her mother is going to have on her life. Because Eva can see it, but she's not like actually accepting the fact that Dana has no problem still torpedoing all of the Duprees, specifically the Dupree Richardsons, and that includes her. Like, she's perfectly fine if at the end of the day all Eva has is Dana, but Eva wants to also have her father. She wants to also have Nicole to some degree, and that is not on Dana's bingo card. And she's going to have to realize that they both have 2 very different ideas of the future, 2 very different ideas of what's acceptable behavior, 2 very different ideas of the people that they want to be. And I thought it was interesting. There was some piece of dialogue where they have Eva say to Dana, is this who you want the world to see you as, or how you want the world to experience you, or something like that? And I'm like, girl, she don't give a damn about what anybody thinks or how the world sees her. She's damn crazy, and she knows it, and she's fine with it. Y'all are operating off of 2 different codes, 2 different versions of humanity, and hers is a little less humanity in the humanity. Like, I'm gonna need you to start getting it together. What's not clicking, Steven? You need to start making decisions. And there's plenty of people who go no contact with their parents because their parents are that damn trifling. Sometimes that's what you gotta do to protect your peace or to move into a level in a space of peace in adulthood. But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. I'm excited to be back. And I'll see you in the next one.
Guys, I put that there.
No, life did that. You gave her hope.
Stop blackballing her.
I have done nothing of the kind. If she has been kept out of polite society, that's her doing.
June, I know you didn't mean to do that.
How would you know? It's all worthless.
Remember, nobody has to remind you of how beautiful you are. You just make sure they never forget